Hey guys, it's Phil Montgomery. When I'm ready to put on a second box, um, this is the end of April or the end of March. A lot of my bees are carnelian stock. They build up slower, and some of them I just brought through. They weren't that awful big. They came through as singles. So, what I'm doing now, I'm going to put on the second box. They have somewhere between 7 and 8 frames of bees. So when they get about 80%, you put on the next box. And this is how I prepare the second box to put on. From the year before, looks like it's old photograph because I got my tomato plants growing up there. Yes, they are tomato plants for some of my partier friends. This is just about 10% built on either side. And then what I did was, whoopsie, I waxed all this with a big block of wax. This here is the same thing. They started it really good, but they haven't worked it, so I'm going to put that there. Then if you look here, I got all these marked. This is super heavy. This says mostly empty. EFC means empty full comb. Empty, partially waxed. So what I'm going to do now, these are frames that, look at the honey there, honey here. They're probably funny honey. It's honey that was left over from it could be from dead outs, it could be from the singles that weren't big enough for a couple or for 2 boxes. So I'll bring this in my house, and now what I do, some of this white stuff in there, if you see that stuff is sugar. So for whatever reason, I took away this frame from a hive. So you put your honey on the outside, put your partials on the inside, and then that's 4, because I am really blessed to have a lot of comb. I'll go ahead and put in, that's another partial. See, I don't think I want to put in 3 partials, but I'm going to go ahead and put in this is mostly empty, it's got a little bit of honey. I'm going to put these in here. So now what I'm going to do, this is the benefit of feeding your bees after the honey flow. So what I did was, Keeman Reynolds told me to, this is mostly a partial too, so let's see what we got. This says all partially waxed on this side, empty over here. So that one's most of the way built, not all the way. I'm gonna go ahead and put that one in there, and I need some good empty combs. Here we go. That's a pretty good one. Got a little bit of honey in it. This is a good time to check your frames. If you got janky frames, or they're broke, or they're messed up in any way, you want to go ahead. Now's the time to fix them. Get out your staple gun or your bread nailer, whatever you use, and fix those frames. I also have a bunch of frames in the freezer. Now these are going to have a little bit of food on them, but they're mostly empty. And see how it's brown, kind of brown. It's hard to tell with this light, but that means that they were brood combs last year. Outside, see how this is a lighter one, that did not have any brood in it. That's got a fair amount of weight in it. I'm looking for empty. That's a partial. I need to separate all these partials, put them all in one box. Here's one that's, ooh, that is a boatload of pollen. So I got to separate. What would you do with one that's all pollen like that? I'm going to keep that I'll put this separate. I'm getting ready to make splits. Now remember your splits, the bees lose their, if you keep them in the same yard, they lose their field force. So they need, there's some more. The problem with this one though, it's got pollen there, but it's got mold on this side. I hate to give it to a little hive. Well, we'll see how it works out. So that's how I'm going to find me another empty comb and put it in there, at least mostly empty. And that's how. These are just too heavy, I think. That's one. Yeah, they're pretty well too heavy. That's a partial. It's a great problem to have all this comb. All right, so there's my box. So that one's got a little bit of honey there and some honey there. So we're going to put this up here on the top. So there's nothing wrong with giving them some honey. And that'll be... Now, don't forget that what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take one brood comb from the bottom, stick it in the top box, and then directly underneath of it, I'll put an empty in there. That'll do two things. One thing, when you're taking the one on the top, go ahead and take one that has larvae or eggs in it. That'll bring the nurse bees up. That'll get them in that second box. And then when you put that empty down in the center, in between two other brood frames, it bothers them. They're like, uh-oh. And the queen will run there. They'll clean it up real fast, and then the queen will run there and lay eggs because they want their brood nest to be straight across when possible. They want it to be a contiguous unit. I hope my tips and tricks and techniques have helped you. And if they do in some way, leave me a comment and maybe subscribe. Be blessed. This is Phil Montgomery.